So, Christmas Eve is probably not the best time to make a confession, but I guess for this evening, this is the time. I confess to you that I've always been something of a news junkie. Didn't matter what, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, whatever it is, somehow, since the time I can remember, I have always been a news junkie. I always wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know what was taking place, if not here, around the world, and if not around the world, close by. But I always had this sense that it was important to know what was going on. And unfortunately, if you're a news junkie, you find yourself perpetually bombarded with news, which is almost always bad. I mean, that's almost the criteria, right? In order to make the evening news or the morning news or the newspaper or to find something online, it's not good news. In fact, it's usually sad or disconcerting or stupid. But that's the way news tends to be. Now, news mediums have been around for a long, long time. There was a time where you got your news through letters. That is, letters written by those who were in a position to know, and they would send them all around the world to those whom they loved, and they would find their way, and you would receive news. There were other times where, well, let's just say technology had moved on, and people began to read news in notice boards. And as literacy began to grow, not only notice boards, but newspapers. And if not newspapers, telegrams. And if not telegrams, the radio, and if not the radio, television. And now, social media. But no matter the medium, news that played, news that got around, news that people heard was almost bad news or sad news or, again, something stupid. And today, with social media being as powerful as it is, news travels even farther and faster than ever. But I want you to understand that though the world be awash with bad news, sad news, discouraging news, there's one form of news that's not bad at all. I'd like to call it celestial news. See, celestial news takes part in no cycle. Celestial news is not concerned with market share. Celestial news is unaware that more likes is preferable. Celestial news does not happen at the top of the hour. No, celestial news is delivered by an angel. And celestial news is intermittent. Now and again, from time to time. Celestial news is overwhelming, transformative, disruptive, and life-changing. Celestial news is the news that makes all the difference. I had a call once from an angel. It's only happened once to me in my life. But I had a phone call from an angel. And that angel was on a helicopter. And that angel was posing as an EMT. And that angel told me that my son was alive. You see, when angels speak, it makes all the difference. And so we're here tonight to celebrate celestial news. We're here to celebrate angels interrupting our life. You know what I mean? Shepherds in fields, keeping watch by night. What could have been more disruptive than shepherds out in the field watching their sheep during the lambing season to be interrupted by the very voice of God through his spokesman, the angel? And there they were, angels appearing, telling us all that it's going to be okay. You know about the angels? You know about the angel that shows up and tells the 16-year-old girl that she's having a baby, and it's the Savior of the world, and she's not married, and it's going to be all right. You know about this angel speak. You've heard about it before. Angels even sing hallelujahs. Sing because God's going to put it all right. Angels who show up in the midst of the earliest part of the morning, when it still feels dark, and despair and disappointment and heartache are all around. The angel has something to say. He's not here. He is risen. Friends, we're here tonight to celebrate what the angel says. Angels tell us that what's not possible for us is possible with God. Good news. Good news. Oh my goodness, good news. And when we come into this place, on the eve of the biggest celebration, the biggest birthday party in the world, we come because we've been beckoned by good news. that the promises of the Almighty, that He's putting it all right, are true. And that He's done so through His Son Jesus, who came. God with us, Emmanuel. Living, suffering, dying, and being raised on the third day, that we can share in the life of God. Peace, hope, joy, love. All there for the having. We come because it's good news that God has laid a table to which all are welcome, to which you have been invited by name, to remember and receive the promises of God, and to be lifted up and made new. To have all of your own sin put away through the cross of Christ. And new life in God through His resurrection. You've been invited to that. Imagine. Celestial news is the order of the day. And you've been invited. In just a moment, our deacons are going to come and we're going to celebrate that table to which you've been invited. And I want you to think on the celestial news that has come into your life. The robust thanksgiving that this table represents. All that God has given you. Your life, your family, the very person of Christ as your Lord and Savior. All given to you freely. As the deacons come, we're going to be at this table together on this Christmas Eve and celebrate that great promise and that great declaration that God is Emmanuel, that God is with us, that God gives Himself to us